Morrison called the next morning on Kelly's phone. "Can you come to the station?" Sydney got there in 15 minutes. Morrison had coffee waiting. He looked like he hadn't slept either. "I watched everything," he said. "All 19 drives. Sydney, this is ironclad. Your father documented everything perfectly. We have them discussing the plan. We have video of your mother tampering with the medication. We have financial records showing motive. This is murder, premeditated, and conspiracy. What happens now? Now I take this to the district attorney. We get warrants, and we arrest your mother and Trent, but it takes time. Few days at least. In the meantime, you stay hidden. Stay with your friend. Don't go anywhere. Your mother might look for you." Sydney nodded. "How long did he know?" Morrison looked at her gently. "Based on the recordings, your father first got suspicious about 8 months before he died. Hired a private investigator. Got confirmation 6 months out. Spent the last months of his life building this case. He knew exactly what he was doing, Sydney. He was protecting you the only way he could." Tears streamed down Sydney's face. "He died trying to save me. He died making sure they'd pay for what they did. And they will. I promise you that." It took 4 days. 4 days of Sydney hiding in Kelly's apartment, jumping at every sound. 4 days of her mother's increasingly frantic messages. "Where are you? People are asking about you. I'm worried sick. Please call me." On the 5th day, Morrison called. "It's done. We arrested your mother and Trent this morning, both charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy. No bail. They're in custody." Sydney felt the breath leave her body. "It's really over? The arrests are made. The trial will take time. But yes, they're not walking free. And Sydney, there's something else. Your father's lawyer, Garrett Walsh, he wants to meet with you. Your father left specific instructions for him to read the will once your mother was arrested." Sydney met Walsh that afternoon. He was an older man with kind eyes and a gentle manner. He spread papers across his desk. "Your father was my closest friend," Walsh said. "I've known you since you were born. What he did, documenting everything, coming to me with his will, he did it all for you. He wanted you taken care of." He slid a document toward her. "The house is yours, free and clear. He paid off the mortgage last year. There's also a trust fund. Your father was more successful than he let on. He lived modestly, invested wisely. The trust currently holds $1.8 million. You get full access when you turn 30, but in the meantime, there's a monthly stipend to cover your living expenses." Sydney stared at the numbers. "I don't understand. We were always struggling. Money was always tight." Walsh smiled sadly. "Your father wanted you to understand the value of hard work, of living within your means. He didn't want you to grow up spoiled or entitled. But he made sure you'd be set for life. There's also a letter he left with me, to be read after your mother's arrest." He handed her an envelope. Sydney opened it with trembling hands. "My beautiful daughter, if you're reading this, it means Morrison did his job and your mother is finally facing justice. I'm sorry I couldn't stay to see you grow into the amazing woman I know you'll become. I'm sorry I can't walk you down the aisle or meet my grandchildren. I'm sorry for all the moments I'll miss. But I'm not sorry for what I did. You are worth everything, Sydney. Every sacrifice, every risk, every moment I spent building this case instead of enjoying my last days. You are my greatest achievement, my proudest accomplishment. Live your life fully, love deeply, trust carefully, and know that your father loved you more than life itself. The house, the money, they're tools to help you build the life you deserve. But the real inheritance is this. You come from love, real love, the kind that protects and sacrifices and never gives up. Carry that with you always. I'll be watching over you, sweetheart. Forever, Dad." Sydney sat in Walsh's office and cried. For her father, for the years stolen from them, for the childhood she'd spent thinking money was tight when her father was quietly building her a future, for everything they'd never have. The trial took 8 months. Sydney attended every day, sat in the front row, watched her mother and Trent try to claim innocence, watched the prosecution present her father's evidence. Video after video, recording after recording. The jury deliberated for 3 hours, guilty on all counts. Her mother got life without parole. Trent got 35 years. Sydney moved into her father's house after it was released from evidence. Spent weeks going through his things, found more letters he'd written but never sent, telling her about his day, sharing advice, expressing his love. She found his journal from those last months, read about his fear, his determination, his love for her consuming every page. The garage became sacred space, where her father had worked on his case, where he'd spent countless hours making sure she'd be safe. She turned it into an office, finished her degree from there. That was 3 years ago. Sydney graduated college, started working as a counselor, helping families dealing with domestic violence and trauma, used her story, carefully, to help others. She met my son 2 years ago at a therapy conference. They connected over understanding loss, over knowing how complicated families can be, over both having to build themselves from painful pasts. She never talked about her mother. Never mentioned that her mom was in prison or that her boyfriend had helped commit murder. She just said there was family trauma and she'd cut contact. My son respected that, told me to do the same. So when I called her daughter that day in my driveway, when I patted her shoulder and said it with pride and love, it broke something open in her. All that grief, all that longing for the father who'd loved her that much, who'd literally died protecting her. She told me all of this sitting on my son's bed, voice steady but tears streaming down her face. "Your dad would be so proud of you," I said when she finished. "What you've done with your life, how you've helped people." She nodded. "I know, I can feel it sometimes. Like he's still here, still watching over me. And calling you daughter," I said carefully. "That triggered all of this because my dad used to say it exactly like you did," Sydney finished. "Well done, my daughter. Every time I accomplished something, every time I tried something new, it was his thing, and I haven't heard it since the day I found his letter. 3 years of missing that voice, that pride, and then you said it and it was like he was right there again." I took her hand. "Sydney, I meant it. I'm proud of you, and I'd be honored if you'd let me say it again sometime. Not as a replacement for your dad. No one could replace him, but as someone who cares about you and sees how strong you are." She squeezed my hand. "I'd like that." My son appeared in the doorway. He'd been listening. He came and sat next to Sydney, put his arm around her. "You okay?" She leaned into him. "Yeah, I'm okay." We sat there for a while, not saying much, just being present. Later, they stayed for dinner. We talked about lighter things. Sydney asked me more about the truck, said she wanted to learn more basic maintenance. I showed her how to change a tire after we ate. She was focused, determined. When she finished and stood back to look at her work, I waited. Let her have the moment. Then I said it. "Well done, my daughter." She smiled, tears in her eyes, but happy ones this time. "Thanks, Dad." That name, Dad. It was the first time she'd called me that. My son raised his eyebrows but didn't comment. Sydney caught his expression and laughed a little. "Is that okay?" she asked me. "I don't want to overstep or make it weird." "It's more than okay," I told her honestly. "It's an honor." Update 1. 3 months passed. Sydney became a regular at our house. Sunday dinners, help with car stuff. She'd call me sometimes asking about random maintenance questions or just to chat. My wife adored her, said she was the daughter we never had. My son proposed on a random Tuesday. No big production. Just asked her while they were cooking breakfast. She said yes immediately. Called us crying happy tears an hour later. Wedding planning started. Sydney didn't have family to invite. It was just going to be our side and her friends. She was fine with that. Said she'd made her peace with it. But during a fitting for her wedding dress, something happened. The shop owner asked about her mother. Standard question. "Will your mother be joining us for the fitting?" Sydney's face went carefully neutral. "No, we're not in contact." The shop owner pushed. "Oh, that's such a shame. Every bride needs her mother on her wedding day. You should reach out. Life's too short for family feuds." My wife, who'd come along for the fitting, stepped in. "Sydney's family situation is complicated. Let's just focus on the dress." But Sydney had gone quiet, distant. She finished the fitting robotically. Didn't engage with any of the dress talk. In the car afterward, my wife asked if she was okay. "People always assume," Sydney said softly. "They hear you don't talk to your parents and they think it's some petty argument, like you can just forgive and move on. They don't understand that some family members are dangerous. That cutting contact isn't mean, it's survival. You don't owe anyone explanations," my wife told her. "Your past is your business. Share what you want, when you want. The people who matter will understand." Sydney nodded but didn't look convinced. Over the next few weeks, the wedding planning got heavier for her. Every vendor asking about her parents. Every tradition that involved family. Father-daughter dance. Mother-son dance. The assumption that both sides would be represented. My son started noticing. Sydney would shut down during planning sessions. Get quiet and withdrawn. He asked me what to do. "Give her space but let her know you're there," I suggested. "And maybe ask what she actually wants for the wedding. Strip away all the traditional expectations. What would make her happy?" He took that advice. Sat down with Sydney one night and asked her directly, "What kind of wedding do you actually want? Not what we're supposed to do. What would make you happy?" Sydney thought about it. "Small," she finally said. "Really small. Just your family and a few of my close friends. Something low-key, maybe outdoors. Nothing that draws a lot of attention." "Why?" my son asked gently. Sydney hesitated, then said, "Because my mother is in prison. She's been there for 3 years. Life sentence. And I'm terrified she'll find out about the wedding somehow and try to ruin it. Or her lawyer will reach out. Or the press will get wind of it. Bennett Walsh's daughter getting married. They covered the trial. Some reporter might remember." My son took her hand. "Then we do it your way. Small, private, no social media posts. We'll keep it between us and the people we trust." They planned a wedding for 30 people. My backyard. Early October. Sydney's friend Kelly as maid of honor. My nephew as best man. Simple ceremony, barbecue reception. Exactly what Sydney wanted. 2 weeks before the wedding, my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Is this Frank Morrison? A woman's voice. Official sounding. Yes. This is Linda Kowalski from Greenfield Correctional. I'm a social worker here. I need to speak with you about your son's fiancée, Sydney Walsh. My stomach dropped. What about her? Her mother, Patricia Walsh, is an inmate here. She's recently learned about the engagement. She's requesting contact with Sydney. She's asked me to reach out on her behalf. No, I said immediately. Absolutely not. Sydney wants no contact with her mother. That's been made clear. I understand, Linda said carefully. But Patricia is quite insistent. She's making threats. Says if she can't attend the wedding or at least speak to Sydney, she'll make problems. Contact media, cause issues for the family. She can be very convincing. Her threats mean nothing. She's in prison. She can't do anything. She has access to mail, phone privileges. She's been writing letters. None have been delivered to Sydney, per Sydney's request for no contact. But if Patricia escalates, if she involves outside parties, media, lawyers, it could become complicated. I felt my blood pressure rising. What are you asking me to do? I'm asking you to inform Sydney of the situation. Let her know her mother is aware of the wedding and is requesting contact. What Sydney does with that information is her choice, but she should know. I hung up and immediately called my son. Explained the situation. He went quiet. We can't tell her, he finally said. She's so happy right now, so excited, this would destroy her. But if her mother escalates and Sydney finds out we knew, then we deal with it then. But I'm not letting that woman ruin these next 2 weeks for Sydney. She's taken enough from her already. We decided to wait, not tell Sydney. Handle it if the mother actually did something. It felt like the right call to protect her. The wedding day was perfect. Sunny, warm, leaves just starting to turn. Sydney wore a simple white dress, flower crown in her hair. She looked radiant. The ceremony was short, sweet. Sydney's vows made everyone cry. She talked about finding family, about how love means showing up, about how my son had taught her it was safe to trust again. When they kissed, everyone cheered. The reception was exactly what Sydney wanted. Low-key, burgers and dogs on the grill, beer in coolers, kids running around, laughing and music and celebration. Sydney danced with my son to their song. Then she came and found me. We're skipping the father-daughter dance tradition, she said. But I was wondering if you'd dance with me anyway. Not as a replacement for my dad, just because I want to. I'd be honored, I told her. We danced to an old James Taylor song Sydney picked. She was quiet at first. Then she said, "Thank you for being the dad I needed these past few months. For teaching me about cars. For letting me call you dad without making it weird. For giving me a place to belong. You've always belonged," I said. "From the moment we met you. Your family, Sydney. You always will be." She hugged me tight. "I wish my real dad could have met you. He would have liked you. I wish I could have met him too. He raised an incredible daughter." The party wound down around 10. People started heading home. Sydney and my son were leaving for a long weekend camping trip for their honeymoon. Simple and perfect for them. They loaded up the car. Sydney hugged everyone goodbye. She seemed lighter than I'd ever seen her. Free. They drove off into the night. My wife and I cleaned up the backyard, took down lights, picked up trash. It had been a perfect day. My phone rang at midnight. Unknown number again. I answered. "Frank Morrison." Different voice this time. Male. Official. "Yes? This is Officer Chen with Greenfield Correctional. There's been an incident involving Patricia Walsh. She became violent this evening when she learned about her daughter's wedding. Attacked another inmate who made a comment about it. Patricia's been placed in isolation, but during processing she made specific threats against Sydney and your family. Threatened to, quote, make everyone pay for excluding her. We're documenting everything, but I wanted to make you aware. Is Sydney in danger? Patricia's in prison. She can't physically do anything, but she has phone privileges once she's out of isolation. She could make calls, harass people. We can restrict some of that, but not all. I'd recommend you inform your son and his wife. They may want to change phone numbers. Be cautious with social media." I thanked him and hung up, stood in my dark backyard, looked at where Sydney had danced just hours earlier. So happy, so free. My wife came outside. "Who was that?" I told her. She sank into a lawn chair. "That poor girl. She can't even have one perfect day without that woman finding a way to taint it." "She doesn't have to know," I said. "Not tonight, not on her honeymoon. We'll tell them when they get back. Let her have this happiness for a few more days." We went to bed, but I didn't sleep. Kept thinking about Patricia Walsh in isolation, planning ways to hurt her daughter, even from prison, even after everything she'd done. Some people don't know how to stop destroying the ones they're supposed to love. Update 2. My son and Sydney got back from their honeymoon 4 days later, tanned and smiling. They came straight to our house from the road. showed us pictures, talked about hikes and campfires and stars. I waited until they'd eaten dinner. Then I asked Sydney to step outside with me. My son followed. He could tell something was wrong. "Sydney," I said carefully, "there's something you need to know. Your mother found out about the wedding." The light went out of her eyes immediately. "How?" I explained the calls, the social worker's outreach, the incident at the prison, Patricia's threats. Sydney listened without expression. When I finished, she just nodded. "Okay," she said. "Okay?" my son repeated. "Sydney, she's making threats." "She's been making threats for 3 years," Sydney said quietly. "From prison, from behind bars where she can't actually do anything, except run her mouth. This doesn't change anything. She could call people, harass them, make problems," I said. Sydney looked at me with tired eyes. "She can try, but everyone who matters knows the truth. My friends know. Your family knows. My father's evidence put her away. She has no credibility, no power, just anger from a cell." She was right, but I still felt uneasy. "What do you want to do?" "Nothing," Sydney said. "I want to do nothing. I want to keep living my life, keep being happy. She doesn't get to take that from me. Not anymore." My son pulled her close. "We should still be careful. Change numbers maybe. Limit social media." "I'll change my number," Sydney agreed. "But I'm not hiding. I'm not living in fear of a woman who's locked up. That gives her too much power." Over the next few weeks, everything seemed fine. Sydney changed her phone number, blocked her mother's prison phone access through official channels, set up no contact orders through her lawyer. But small things started happening. Sydney's work email got flooded with spam. Someone created a fake Facebook profile using her name and started posting bizarre stuff. Nothing overtly harmful, just weird enough to be disturbing. Sydney reported it, got the fake account shut down, but another one popped up. Then another. "It's her," Sydney said during dinner at our place. "Or someone she's paying on the outside. She has money, the insurance payout before she was convicted. It's sitting in an account somewhere. She can use commissary funds to pay someone." "Can you prove it?" my wife asked. "No, that's the genius of it. Just small annoyances. Nothing big enough to trigger serious investigation. Just enough to remind me she's out there, that she's thinking about me." My son was furious. "This is harassment. There has to be something we can do." Sydney shook her head. "We document everything. Save screenshots. Report it. But beyond that, we just keep living. That's the only way to win." A month later, Sydney got a letter. Not from her mother directly, from her mother's lawyer, requesting a meeting to discuss estate matters. Sydney brought it to Garrett Walsh, her father's lawyer. He read it and frowned. "There are no estate matters," Walsh said. "Everything was settled years ago. Your mother has no claim to anything. This is just another attempt at contact." "Should I respond?" Sydney asked. "Absolutely not. I'll respond on your behalf. Remind them that all contact attempts are violations of the no-contact order, and I'll file a complaint with the Bar Association about this lawyer's tactics." Walsh handled it, but more letters came. Different lawyers, all claiming to represent Patricia Walsh, all requesting meetings or phone calls or mediation sessions, all phrased as urgent legal matters. Sydney stopped opening them, just forwarded them directly to Walsh. Let him handle everything, but it was wearing on her. I could see it, the tension in her shoulders, the way she checked her phone constantly. Looking for the next intrusion. "Talk to me," I said one afternoon. She'd stopped by to help me winterize the lawnmower. Sydney was quiet for a minute. "My therapist says my mother is trying to maintain control, that these little contacts, even through lawyers and fake accounts, they're her way of keeping me tethered to her, of reminding me she still exists." "What do you want to do?" "I want her to disappear. I want to never think about her again, but she won't let me. She'll keep finding ways to reach out, to remind me, to try to pull me back into her orbit." "So you don't let her," I said. "You keep building your life, keep focusing on what matters. Eventually she'll realize she's not getting the reaction she wants." Sydney nodded, but I could tell she wasn't convinced. 2 months later, Sydney found out she was pregnant. She and my son were thrilled, terrified but thrilled. They came to tell us the news on a Sunday afternoon. My wife cried happy tears, hugged Sydney tight, started planning nursery colors and baby showers. I congratulated them, told them they'd be great parents, but privately, I worried. Sydney had a baby on the way. Patricia Walsh had found out about the wedding. She'd find out about this too. And what then? Sydney's pregnancy was smooth, no complications. She worked until her 7th month, then took leave to prepare. My son painted the nursery. They took classes, read books, did everything first-time parents do. Sydney seemed genuinely happy. The harassment had slowed down, just occasional spam emails now, nothing major. It looked like Patricia Walsh had finally given up or lost interest. Then Sydney got a package, no return address, postmarked from a town 2 hours away. Inside was a baby blanket, hand-knitted, yellow and white, beautiful craftsmanship, and a note, unsigned. For my grandchild. Can't wait to meet them. Sydney dropped the blanket like it was poison. Called my son immediately. He came home from work. Called me. We all sat in their living room staring at the blanket on the floor. She knows, Sydney whispered. How does she know? Social media? My son suggested. Maybe one of your friends posted something. Sydney shook her head. I made everyone promise not to post. We haven't told anyone except immediate family. Just your parents and Kelly. Medical records? I offered. Could someone at your doctor's office have leaked information? That's a federal crime, Sydney said, but she looked uncertain. We called Detective Morrison. He'd retired but stayed in touch with Sydney. He came over that evening, looked at the package, the blanket, the note. This is escalation, Morrison said seriously. She's not just harassing you anymore. She's targeting your child. This needs to be reported officially. Let me talk to some people. Morrison made calls. The next day, 2 detectives came to interview Sydney. They took the blanket as evidence, traced the postmark, found that the package had been mailed from a town near a minimum security facility where one of Patricia's former cellmates had recently been transferred. The theory was that Patricia had paid this ex-cellmate to mail the package, to gather information somehow, maybe through social media searches using names of Sydney's friends, maybe through public records if Sydney had registered for baby supplies at stores. The detectives couldn't prove it definitively, but they went to the prison, talked to Patricia, reminded her of the no-contact order, warned her that any further violations would result in loss of privileges and possible additional charges. Patricia, according to the detectives, just smiled, said she didn't know what they were talking about. She'd never sent any package, couldn't be held responsible for what other people chose to mail. Sydney went into labor on a Tuesday night, fast and intense. My son called us from the hospital at 2 in the morning. It's happening. She's asking for you. We got there by 3. Sydney was in between contractions when we arrived, grabbed my wife's hand. I'm scared, she admitted. Not of the birth, of what comes after, of her finding us, of her somehow getting to my baby. She won't, my wife promised. We'll protect you. We'll protect this baby. That woman will never get near your child. Sydney gave birth at 6:17 a.m. A girl, 7 pounds, 4 ounces, perfect in every way. They named her Bennett, after Sydney's father. When the nurse handed Bennett to Sydney, everything changed. Sydney looked at her daughter and something fierce came into her eyes. Something I'd never seen before. I'm going to end this, Sydney said quietly. I can't live like this anymore, waiting for her to intrude, waiting for the next package or call or threat. Bennett deserves better. She deserves a mother who's not constantly looking over her shoulder.
My coworker spent 3 years harassing me for being a single mom and locked my daughter in a dark closet. I got her arrested. I'm a single mom working as an account manager at a marketing firm. I'd been there 3 years when Lindsay joined our team. She was married with no kids and made it clear from day one that she thought mothers didn't belong in the workplace. She'd roll her eyes when I'd leave at 5 to get my daughter Sophie from daycare. She'd make comments about how parenthood was a choice and shouldn't affect the team. During my first presentation after she joined, Lindsay interrupted to ask if I'd prepared it myself or if I was too busy with mommy duties. Our manager Erin just laughed uncomfortably. She started telling clients I might not be available for projects because of childcare issues, even though I'd never missed a deadline. She'd schedule important meetings at 4:45, knowing I had to leave at 5 for daycare pickup. When I'd ask to dial in, she'd say physical presence showed commitment. One time Sophie got sick at school and I had to leave early. Lindsay sent an email to the whole team about how some people use their kids as excuses to skip work. She actually created a spreadsheet tracking every time I left for anything child-related and presented it at our quarterly review. Erin said it showed initiative that Lindsay was monitoring team productivity. She started leaving parenting articles on my desk about the damage working mothers do to their children. She told the interns I only got promoted because the company needed to meet diversity quotas for single mothers. She'd loudly take personal calls about her amazing child-free vacations while staring at me. She actually asked Erin why the company wasted benefits on dependents when that money could go to bonuses for employees without kids. Then came, take your child to work day. The company encouraged everyone to participate. I brought Sophie, who was 5 and excited to see mommy's office. She had her little backpack with coloring books and sat quietly at my desk while I worked. Lindsay walked by and told Sophie that her mommy was selfish for making her sit in an office instead of playing with friends. Sophie asked what selfish meant. Lindsay said it meant caring more about money than your child. I told Lindsay to stop, but she said she was just being honest with the kid. During lunch, I took Sophie to the break room to eat. When we came back, Lindsay had moved all my files to say I was being unproductive having a child present. She complained to Erin that Sophie's presence was disruptive even though Sophie hadn't made a sound. Erin asked if maybe I could have Sophie sit somewhere else. I put Sophie in the small conference room with her coloring books and told her I'd be right outside. I could see her through the glass door. I went to the printer for 2 minutes to grab reports. When I came back, Sophie was gone. Her backpack was there, books open, but she was nowhere. I ran through the office calling her name. Reception hadn't seen her leave. The bathrooms were empty. I was starting to panic when I heard tiny knocking from the supply closet down the hall. The door was locked from the outside. I opened it and Sophie fell out crying. She was terrified. Said a lady told her there were toys in there, then shut the door. She'd been in the dark for 10 minutes screaming, but nobody heard her because that hallway was empty. I knew immediately it was Lindsay. I carried Sophie back to the main office where everyone could see her sobbing. Lindsay was at her desk typing like nothing happened. I asked her directly if she locked my daughter in the closet. She said that was a serious accusation, and she'd been at her desk the whole time. Sophie pointed at her and said, "That's the lady." Lindsay said kids make things up for attention, and maybe Sophie locked herself in by accident. Aaron came over and Lindsay immediately started crying, saying I was creating a hostile work environment by accusing her of something so horrible. She said she was thinking about calling HR about my harassment. Aaron told me to take Sophie home and we'd sort this out tomorrow. That night, I went back to the office with building security. I asked them to check the keycard logs for the supply closet. The system showed Lindsay's card accessing it twice, right when Sophie disappeared and right before I found her. Security pulled the hallway footage. The video showed everything. Lindsay walking up to Sophie in the conference room, bending down to talk to her, then leading my daughter by the hand down the hallway. She swiped her keycard at the supply closet, opened the door, pointed inside like she was showing Sophie something interesting, and the second my baby stepped in, Lindsay pulled the door shut and walked away. The timestamp matched exactly when I'd been at the printer. The security guard made 2 copies of the footage right there, one for me and one for the police. I pulled out my phone and dialed 911 with shaking hands. The operator asked what my emergency was, and I told her someone had locked my 5-year-old daughter in a dark closet at my office building. She asked if my daughter was safe now, and I said yes, she was with me. But I had video proof of who did it, and I wanted to press charges. The operator said she was sending officers to my location and to stay where I was. The 2 police officers showed up in less than half an hour. They were both older guys, one tall with gray hair and one shorter with a thick mustache. The security guard showed them the footage on his computer screen, and I watched their faces change as they saw Lindsay lock Sophie in that closet. The tall officer asked if he could get a copy of that video, and the security guard handed him the disc he'd already burned. Then they asked me to tell them what happened from the beginning. I explained about take your child to work day, about leaving Sophie in the conference room for just 2 minutes, about finding her gone and hearing her screaming from inside the locked closet. The shorter officer wrote everything down in a little notebook. Then I told them this wasn't just a random thing, that Lindsay had been harassing me for 3 years about being a single mom. I pulled out my phone and showed them some of the emails Lindsay had sent about me being unreliable because of my kid. The tall officer looked at the shorter one and said this was criminal confinement and child endangerment, possibly assault on a minor. He asked if I wanted to press charges, and I said absolutely yes. They asked me to wait in the lobby with Sophie while they went upstairs to talk to Lindsay. I carried Sophie down to the first floor and sat in one of the big leather chairs near the elevators. She was asleep against my shoulder, her face still blotchy from crying earlier. I could feel her little heartbeat against my chest, and I wanted to cry thinking about how scared she must have been in that dark closet. About 15 minutes later, I heard voices coming from the elevator area. Loud voices. Then the elevator doors opened and the 2 officers came out with Lindsay between them. She was in handcuffs. Her face was bright red and covered in tears, and she was yelling that this was all a big misunderstanding, that she would never hurt a child, that I was lying about everything. The shorter officer told her to calm down, and she just screamed louder. Other people in the lobby stopped and stared as they walked her past me toward the front doors. Lindsay looked right at me and yelled that I was going to regret this, that she had done nothing wrong. The tall officer put his hand on her head and guided her into the back of the police car parked outside. I was still sitting there trying to process what just happened when Aaron came running out of the elevator. His tie was loose and his face looked panicked. He rushed over to me asking what was going on. Why were the police here? What happened to Lindsay? I could tell he had no idea this would actually involve cops. I pulled up the security footage on my phone that the security guard had sent me and held it out to him. He watched the whole thing, his face getting paler and paler as he saw Lindsay walk Sophie to that closet and lock her inside. When it ended, he just stood there with his mouth open. He tried to say something about how maybe there was an explanation, maybe Lindsay didn't mean for the door to lock. I stood up, careful not to wake Sophie, and told him there was no explanation that made locking a 5-year-old in a dark closet okay. I told him I was pressing charges and that he should probably call the company's lawyer, because this was going to be a big problem for everyone who ignored my complaints about Lindsay for 3 years. Then I walked out to my car and went home. The next morning, my phone rang at 8. It was a detective who said he'd been assigned to my case. He asked if I could come to the police station that afternoon to give a formal statement. I said yes and asked what I should bring. He told me to bring any evidence I had of prior harassment or problems with Lindsay. I spent the next 2 hours gathering everything. I printed out the spreadsheet Lindsay had made tracking every time I left early or came in late because of Sophie. I printed all the emails where she told clients I might not be available for projects. I took screenshots of the messages she'd sent to the interns about me only getting promoted because of diversity quotas. I put it all in a folder and drove to the station. The detective was a middle-aged guy with kind eyes who introduced himself and led me to a small interview room. He had me sit down and tell him everything from the beginning. I went through the whole 3 years. Every comment Lindsay made, every meeting she scheduled at 4:45, every article she left on my desk about bad mothers. He listened and took notes and didn't interrupt. When I finished, he asked if there were other people who witnessed Lindsay's behavior toward me. I gave him the names of the receptionist who sat near our desks and heard Lindsay's daily comments. I gave him the names of the 2 interns Lindsay had talked to about me. He wrote all of it down and said this was really helpful because it showed a pattern of behavior that led up to what happened to Sophie. He said it proved Lindsay didn't just make a mistake. She had been targeting me and my daughter for a long time. That word, targeting, made my stomach hurt. When I got home that afternoon, my phone rang again. This time it was someone from HR asking if I could come in for a meeting the next day. I said I wanted to bring a lawyer, and there was a long pause on the other end. The HR woman said that was fine and asked who my lawyer was. I didn't have a lawyer. I called my friend Lisa, who I'd known since college. She was a lawyer, but she did contract law, not criminal stuff. I told her what happened, and she said she would come to the meeting with me anyway. She said what happened to Sophie was horrible, and she wasn't going to let the company try to cover it up or push me out. The HR meeting was in a conference room on the 3rd floor. The HR representative was a woman in her 50s who looked really uncomfortable. She had the police report in front of her and a laptop showing the security footage. Lisa sat next to me and introduced herself as my legal representation. The HR woman asked me to walk through what happened on Take Your Child to Work Day. I did, keeping my voice steady even though I wanted to cry thinking about Sophie trapped in that closet. When I finished, the HR woman said the company took this very seriously, and they were conducting their own investigation. Lisa leaned forward and said that was good, but they needed to understand the company was liable for allowing 3 years of documented harassment to continue. She pointed out that I had filed complaints about Lindsay multiple times and Aaron had dismissed all of them. The HR woman's face went even more uncomfortable, and she admitted they had documentation of my previous complaints in my file. She said those complaints had been reviewed by management and deemed not serious enough to warrant disciplinary action. Lisa asked her if she thought locking a child in a closet was serious enough now. The HR woman cleared her throat and said the company was taking immediate action. She told me Aaron was placed on administrative leave while they investigated his handling of my complaints. She said they wanted to offer me paid leave to take care of Sophie and handle the legal stuff with Lindsay's case. Lisa asked about therapy costs for Sophie, and the HR woman said they would cover that too. Lisa pulled out a document she'd prepared and slid it across the table. It was a written agreement that the company wouldn't retaliate against me in any way for pressing charges against Lindsay or for any statements I made during the investigation. The HR woman said she needed to have their legal team review it, but she thought they could agree to those terms. 3 days later, I got a call from the prosecutor's office telling me Lindsay's arraignment was scheduled for that afternoon. I asked if I needed to be there, and the prosecutor said it would be helpful but not required. I went. I sat in the back of the courtroom and watched Lindsay stand in front of the judge in an orange jumpsuit. Her lawyer was a young guy in a cheap suit who argued that Lindsay never intended to hurt Sophie, that she was just trying to play with her and didn't realize the door would lock automatically. The prosecutor stood up and pointed out that the keycard logs showed Lindsay used her access card to open the door, which meant she knew it required a keycard to open from the outside. She knew Sophie would be trapped in there. The judge asked Lindsay how she pleaded, and her lawyer said not guilty. The judge set bail at $50,000 and set a preliminary hearing date for 2 weeks later. Requested Reds is on Spotify now. Check out link in the description or comments. Lindsay's husband was in the front row, and I watched him pull out his phone, probably calling someone about the bail money. I left before they did because I didn't want to see her face again. The news story aired 2 days later. I was making Sophie dinner when my phone started blowing up with texts from coworkers. Someone had leaked the police report to a local news station, and they ran a piece about workplace harassment that ended with a child locked in a closet. They showed the outside of our office building and mentioned the company by name. My mom called asking if I was okay, and if she should come stay with us. I told her we were fine, but she came anyway. That night, 3 women who used to work at the company reached out to me through LinkedIn. They all had similar stories about Lindsay making comments about their kids and questioning their commitment. One woman said Lindsay told a client she was unreliable because she had twins at home. Another said Lindsay scheduled mandatory team dinners on nights she knew people had to pick up their children. They had all left the company within a year of Lindsay joining. None of them had reported it because they saw how my complaints went nowhere. I took Sophie to a child psychologist the next week. The office had toys in the waiting room, but Sophie sat pressed against my side the whole time. The doctor was a woman in her 40s who specialized in childhood trauma. She talked to Sophie alone for 30 minutes while I waited outside. When they came out, Sophie was holding a stuffed bear the doctor had given her. The doctor asked me to come back to her office while Sophie played in the waiting room where I could see her through the window. She told me Sophie had acute stress response from what happened. She was having nightmares about being trapped in dark places. She wouldn't sleep in her own room anymore and woke up screaming most nights. The doctor said Sophie needed weekly therapy sessions, and I should expect the symptoms to last for months. She gave me a list of things to watch for, like regression in toilet training or separation anxiety. Sophie had already started showing both. She wouldn't let me out of her sight and cried when I tried to go to the bathroom alone. The company's internal investigation took 2 weeks. They interviewed 15 people from our department. I got called in twice to answer questions about specific incidents. They asked about the spreadsheet Lindsay made tracking my absences and the emails she sent about my reliability. They wanted to know every time I had complained to Aaron and what his response was. Other people started coming forward with their own stories. 3 women told investigators that Lindsay had made comments to them about working mothers being less dedicated than employees without kids. They said they never reported it because they watched Aaron dismiss my complaints. One woman said she heard Lindsay tell an intern that mothers shouldn't be in leadership positions because they couldn't focus on work. The pattern was clear. Lindsay targeted working mothers, and Erin either ignored it or encouraged it by praising her supposed dedication to the team. Erin got fired on a Friday afternoon. The company sent an email to the whole department saying he was no longer with the firm due to failure to maintain a safe workplace environment. They said they were implementing new policies around harassment and requiring all managers to complete training on recognizing and addressing workplace bullying. The email didn't mention Lindsay by name, but everyone knew what it was about. My new temporary manager called me that evening to apologize for what I went through. She said the company should have protected me, and they failed. She told me to take as much time as I needed, and my job would be waiting when I was ready to come back. Lisa called me 3 weeks after Lindsay's arraignment. She said Lindsay's lawyer wanted to discuss a plea deal. The prosecutor was willing to let Lindsay plead guilty to reduce charges in exchange for avoiding a trial. The deal included probation, mandatory anger management classes, and a permanent restraining order keeping Lindsay away from me and Sophie. Lisa said it meant Lindsay wouldn't go to jail, but she would have a criminal record and couldn't come near us ever again. I asked what would happen if we didn't take the deal. Lisa said we would go to trial and Sophie might have to testify about what happened. She said trial could take months and there was no guarantee of a conviction even with the security footage. I told her I needed time to think about it. I spent a week trying to decide. Part of me wanted Lindsay to go to jail for what she did to Sophie. I wanted her to face serious consequences and understand how badly she hurt my daughter. But another part of me couldn't imagine putting Sophie through a trial. She was already having nightmares and barely sleeping. Making her testify about being locked in that closet seemed cruel. My therapist helped me work through it. She reminded me that the restraining order meant Lindsay could never come near Sophie again. She said sometimes protecting your child meant choosing the option that caused them the least additional trauma. I called Lisa and told her I would accept the plea deal. Lisa said she would let the prosecutor know. The plea hearing happened on a Thursday morning. I sat in the courtroom with Lisa while Lindsay stood in front of the judge. She wore a gray suit and had her hair pulled back. Her lawyer stood next to her looking nervous. The judge asked if she understood she was pleading guilty to criminal confinement and child endangerment. Lindsay said yes in a quiet voice. Then she read a prepared statement her lawyer had obviously written. She said she never meant to hurt Sophie and she was sorry for what happened. She claimed she made a terrible mistake and wanted to take responsibility for her actions. The words sounded empty and rehearsed like she was reading lines in a play. The judge accepted the plea but added 200 hours of community service working with child safety organizations. He said Lindsay needed to understand the gravity of traumatizing a 5-year-old child. He told her if she violated the restraining order or failed to complete her anger management classes, she would go directly to jail. Lindsay nodded and her lawyer thanked the judge. The company settled with me 6 weeks later. Lisa negotiated the whole thing without me having to do much. They agreed to pay for all of Sophie's therapy sessions for as long as she needed them. They covered Lisa's legal fees and gave me compensation for the 3 years of hostile work environment I endured. The amount was significant enough that I could have quit and lived comfortably for a year while finding a new job. Lisa also got them to provide a strong reference letter and agree not to contest unemployment if I decided to leave. She said it was one of the best settlements she had seen for a case like this. The company clearly wanted to avoid a lawsuit and bad publicity. I decided to stay with the company. I actually liked my job and my clients. The work was interesting and challenging in ways that made me feel accomplished. The new management team seemed genuinely committed to changing the culture. They promoted me to senior account manager with a 20% raise. They moved me to a different floor with a new team that was welcoming and professional. My new manager checked in regularly to make sure I had everything I needed. She never questioned when I left at 5 to get Sophie from daycare. She told me on my first day that she had 2 kids of her own and understood that being a good parent made you a better employee. The team had 3 other working mothers who immediately invited me to lunch. They told me they were glad I stayed and that what happened to me should never happen to anyone. Sophie's therapy sessions happened every Tuesday afternoon. The doctor's office had a playroom where Sophie could work through her feelings using toys and art supplies. After 3 months, the nightmares started happening less often. Some weeks she slept through the night without waking up scared. She began talking about what happened in simple terms that showed she was processing it. She told me the mean lady made a bad choice and couldn't hurt her anymore because she wasn't allowed to come near us. Her doctor said this was good progress and showed Sophie was developing healthy coping skills. She still slept in my bed most nights, but she was starting to spend time in her own room during the day. She played with her toys there and sometimes took naps in her bed. The doctor said we should let her move at her own pace and not rush her back to sleeping alone. 6 months passed and I landed 2 major clients for the company. The first was a tech startup that needed a complete rebrand. I pitched them a strategy that focused on their product benefits instead of just features. They signed a 6-month contract worth more than any account our team had brought in that quarter. The second client was a healthcare company expanding into new markets. I developed their campaign strategy, and they were so impressed they extended the contract for another year. My new manager called me into her office after the healthcare deal closed. She told me I was doing amazing work, and the client specifically requested to work with me on future projects. She asked if I needed anything to make my job easier. I mentioned that sometimes I had to leave right at 5 for daycare pickup and felt bad about it. She looked confused and said leaving at 5 was normal. She told me she had 2 kids and always left by 5:30 herself. She said being a good parent made you better at time management and prioritizing tasks. The other people on my new team were great. 3 of them were working mothers who invited me to lunch during my first week. They shared tips about managing work and kids. One woman brought her daughter to the office sometimes when school was closed and nobody cared. Another had photos of her kids all over her desk and talked about them proudly during meetings. Nobody ever made comments about my parenting or questioned my commitment. When I had to leave for Sophie's school events, my manager just asked me to update my calendar. The team actually celebrated when I told them about landing the tech startup account. They took me out for drinks after work and toasted to my success. Then everything changed again on a Tuesday morning. Sophie's daycare director called me at 9:30. Her voice sounded tight and worried. She said Lindsay had shown up at the daycare asking to see Sophie. The staff recognized her immediately from the photos I had given them when the restraining order was issued. They told Lindsay she needed to leave or they would call the police. Lindsay started crying and said she just wanted to apologize to Sophie for what happened. She said she had been going to therapy and realized how much she had hurt us. The director told her that didn't matter because there was a legal order keeping her away from both of us. Lindsay refused to leave the parking lot. She sat in her car watching the playground where the kids were playing outside. The director called the police and kept all the children inside until officers arrived. 2 patrol cars showed up within 10 minutes. Lindsay was still sitting in her car when they approached her. She got out and tried to explain that she just wanted to make things right. The officers checked the restraining order in their system and told her she was under arrest for violating it. She started sobbing and saying this wasn't fair. They handcuffed her and put her in the back of the patrol car. The director called me after Lindsay was taken away and assured me Sophie never saw her. She said the staff handled everything perfectly, and Sophie was safe inside playing with blocks the whole time. I got a call from the prosecutor's office that afternoon. He told me Lindsay had violated a court order and would face serious consequences. He said the judge took restraining order violations very seriously, especially when children were involved. Lindsay's hearing was scheduled for the next week. The prosecutor said he would push for jail time since she had deliberately gone to my daughter's daycare, despite knowing she was legally forbidden from coming near us. He asked if I wanted to provide a victim impact statement. I said yes. At the hearing, Lindsay stood before the judge looking terrible. Her hair was messy and she had dark circles under her eyes. Her lawyer tried to argue that she was genuinely remorseful and just wanted closure. The judge cut him off and said the restraining order existed for a reason. He said Lindsay had already traumatized a child, and now she was continuing to harass the family. He sentenced her to 60 days in jail. Lindsay started crying and her lawyer asked for probation instead. The judge said no. He said maybe 60 days would teach her that court orders were not suggestions. The bailiff led her away still crying. I felt relieved watching her go. She had finally faced real consequences for her actions. The company reached out to me a month later about developing new workplace policies. They wanted my input on preventing harassment and creating a better environment for working parents. I met with the head of HR and 2 executives. They asked me to describe everything that had happened with Lindsay and what warning signs were missed. I told them about the 3 years of comments and how my complaints were dismissed. I explained how Aaron had actually praised Lindsay for tracking my parenting-related absences. They looked uncomfortable hearing all of this laid out. The HR director said they wanted to make sure nothing like this ever happened again. They asked if I would help write new policies around harassment reporting and family-friendly scheduling. They also wanted me to train managers on recognizing subtle discrimination patterns. I agreed because I didn't want any other parent to go through what I had experienced. We spent weeks developing the new policies. They included mandatory harassment training for all employees. Managers had to document any complaints immediately, and HR would investigate within 48 hours. The company also implemented flexible scheduling options for parents and stopped scheduling important meetings after 4:30. They created a clear process for reporting discrimination with multiple channels so people didn't have to go through their direct manager. I led the first training session for managers, and it felt good helping create real change. A year after everything happened, Sophie started kindergarten. She walked into her classroom confidently on the first day and barely looked back at me. Her teacher said she was doing great and made friends easily. The nightmares had stopped months ago. She slept in her own bed now and talked about the closet incident like it was something that happened a long time ago to someone else. Her therapist said she had processed the trauma in a healthy way and didn't need regular sessions anymore. At work, I was considered for a director-level position. My manager nominated me and said my client work and policy development made me a strong candidate. The interview process would start next month. Sophie and I had a routine that worked. I picked her up from the school at 3 and we spent afternoons together doing homework and playing. Some evenings we went to the park or got ice cream. Weekends were for adventures like the zoo or children's museum. I had learned that protecting her and standing up for myself was the most important thing I could have done. Our life was genuinely better than it had been before Lindsay joined our team. Sophie was happy and confident. I had a job I loved with people who respected me. Everything had worked out better than I could have imagined back when I was enduring Lindsay's daily harassment. Standing up for myself and my daughter had changed both of our lives for the better. So yeah, that happened. I don't even know how we got here, but thanks for sticking around. This honestly feels more like a late-night chat than a video.
Be careful. There is someone sitting on a bed at this very moment.
Judge me when you are perfect. Otherwise,
He made a
shut up.
decision.
You think there are
And it
5
seems he got
dangerous
lost.
women you must avoid. I shall
Important
explain.
signal.
When
Stay
a
here with
woman
me,
is no
because
longer
now I'm
interested
going to
in
reveal to
you,
you if he is going
Someone
to
who really loves you is going to do these 10
Double tap the screen now
things.
to
I will
confirm,
marry you,
because I
my
know
love.
he is hurt.
From the moment I met you. If a woman leaves you for another man, don't argue, don't beg, don't chase. Just when a woman stops getting jealous, stops questioning, doesn't text.
If I don't text first, we don't talk. If I don't reach out,
you threw her away. You threw away the girl that would longer in our time apart. Until then, I'll wait for you.
No value. She's a financial vampire and parasite. Correction and directions from you. She is an arrogant,
unnecessary drama, giving you no peace because he wants
protection.
Pride.
He needs patience,
someone's influence.
not pressure.
Want to know who it is? That he doesn't want to click the green share button and see.
Or I'm not upset.
He will seek you.
Just know that the last tear has
the real test.
He just wanted to be heard.
To share and see who
He just wanted to feel.
on showing others how much she loves you. 2, a girl who lives
I'm here, ready to listen, to apologize, and to make things right. Boom boxes and a whole lot of imagination. Life was
If you can't say something good, stay silent. Don't make promises you can't keep.
It's on flash sale for just $9. Links below of your life. These times will make you wise.
to have a perfect ground to break up with you. When this happens, you should know
The green button and then the WhatsApp button. The first person in your
wants to steal your smile. Trust in the power of this revolution.
Versus protection. The serpent card has appeared. It shows there's deceit.
To show you off and introduce you to the people they care about. And anyone who brings chaos,
they can talk about you, but they can't stop what God
can support you. But profits can make you a fortune. Continue to choose the safe path rather than the profitable one.
Now, I ask you to treat this video as you would treat Jesus, the beggar of tomorrow. Don't mock people who are struggling. Be honest with me. Don't go all silent on me, please. I know I'm not too. Yet, you stayed,
trying to forget about you,
and that's wonderful.
really
the blessing He's preparing for you.
If you stop watching this video now,
He knows you.
And comment, I return it to the universe. If you continue until the
lucky
let's find out
protection
who she is,
frequency
and I'll share the initial of her first name.
Your life
If
will
you've reached
change.
this point,
Use
it's not
this
a coincidence,
sound
my
before you
friends.
go to
The
bed.
universe
A
has
woman
message
sharing
for
her
you.
food with you means
Remember,
nothing.
to receive this
A woman
message,
always-
it's
For you,
essential
stay
to
the
type the
same.
number 412.
You're the one I dream about.
I sense
That
the
won't
woman who
matter
can't
when
get
the
you out of her
clock
mind
runs out.
frequently checks your social
We
media
rush through
profile.
To the one she's lying
She's quite
to.
stubborn and can
This
be a
is
bit
the
rude.
truth.
It's
Too short to
possible
be
that it's
holding
someone
on
who
to
recently
grudges.
distanced themselves
Too
from
short
you
to
out
let
of
your
pride.
pride run.
Me because it enhances our connection.
I
Stick
believe
with
that
this
the woman
video
will
till
eventually
24
reach
hours.
out
The
after
second
some
thing
time.
that will happen
She
is
won't
that
be
the
able to
person
stay
you
away
love
from
will
you
reach
for
out
long, and will
himself
take the
immediately
initiative
after
to
finishing
reconnect.
this video.
When you click
I'll
the
tell you
WhatsApp
that
share
deep
button,
down he
the
wants
first
to talk
person
to
that
you.
pops up will
He was
have the
about to
initial
send you
of
a
that
message.
woman's name.
your money. That respect is
Receive this
fake.
message from the universe by
shallow.
commenting
Through
below.
anything as
Thank
long
you,
as we
universe, for the
communicate
message.
and
Don't
hold
forget
on
to
to
hit
the
plus
love.
button and the heart on the
Remember,
side.
karma is real. If you do nothing,
Mentally,
they
she's
Calls her
drained.
friends.
She's been
She's a
strong for
cheat
too
and a
long,
pathological
holding it
liar.
together for everyone else
clear
while silently
sign.
falling apart.
She's
The
not
weight she carries isn't just physical, it's emotional, and it's heavy.
If he's
No
on
one
that
sees
list,
the
he's
battles she
watching
fights
you
in
too.
her mind
Use
every
the
single
pushing-
day.
Don't value.
She's exhausted from
Respect is
overthinking,
earned.
from caring too much, from
Here's
always
what's
being
coming.
the one who shows up.
First, a
But
transformation.
still,
Focus on yourself.
she gets out of bed.
Level up.
She pushes
Hit the
through.
gym.
She
The fuck's
keeps
up
loving.
game you're playing.
Keeps giving. Define what the fuck we are, or get the help, because that's who she is. She doesn't need recognition or applause. She just wants a moment to breathe, learning, to not have to be
Clone the whole
okay.
bakery.
And if you asked her
Rule
how she's
number
doing,
2.
she'd probably
Every
say
single time
fine
that I
with a
showed up
tired
when I could have
smile.
walked away.
But inside,
So-
she's screaming for
So
rest.
focus on yourself.
Not attention,
Build your
not
life
pity,
and
regret it. Just peace. Please know that my feelings for you were genuine for a while and heal. If this hits home,
Those men are your
she is
replacement.
me.
Avoid her.
Or share this with the person on your mind. And don't forget to follow, because this page
Drop your
is
name
for
in the
you.
comments. I want to pray for you.
Will choose bananas because the monkeys don't know that money.
This is a very important message.
making her laugh.
You're going to make a big mistake if you skip this video. Your
works
life
harder
is
than he
going to
talks,
stall.
using his job as a
Don't do
distraction.
it.
I know where I've
The
come from,
universe wants
and
to
I know
give
where I'm
you
going,
very important
so I keep pushing.
news.
You respect me.
Press the heart and
I
touch
respect
the icon in my photo to accept the guide.
He built.
Someone close to you has blocked your path with shame and
Act
negative
like you
energy.
can't afford the bread
But
until
a
they
new
find
door
out you...
is opening.
Watch until the very end.
Click on the
For
white
you'll want to
arrow,
receive
and you will see
100%
6 people
in the comments.
appear.
It shows you're
The
part of
second
Here to
person
warn
is
you.
draining
Please
your
write
energy,
shield
but
in the
fifth
comments.
As I
is
made
the
that
key to
choice,
your
knowing that it
destiny.
wasn't what I truly
Money.
wanted.
Number 3.
Cheers.
A woman
Stay
who
with
doesn't
me to
take
gain more
instructions-
information and share my messages with others.
Over a misunderstanding
Stay
or
happy.
unspoken pain is something I
Well,
can't bear.
baby, your second contact will be someone with whom you had an...
I wasn't moving off who they were. I was moving off who I am.
Watch actions instead of words, because the right people will never...
It's about building something that lasts.
You've been carrying weight
And I want
that
to
don't
build that
belong to you no
But when
more.
her peace became more
Somebody
valuable than
been
her
holding you
pain,
back, acting like they love you but ain't showing up the way you deserve.
And that this word is meant for you.
And baby,
Come back
that
and
ain't
comment.
your
It's
burden
me.
your
to
life
carry.
will change. Use
Time
this
for you to
sound
step out
before
of
you
that
go to
mess
bed.
and
We'll
step
face them
into
together
your
and
blessing.
find a solution.
And
What I
look
truly
here.
to my life.
I see money knocking too, but it's been waiting
You
on
need to
you
click
to
on all
clear
the
that
buttons so I
old
know you
energy
accept
out.
me in your house.
I held on for as long as I could, hoping that things would change.
Time for games.
Or
for people who think they can treat me any way they
like.
And maybe you ain't being overlooked. Soon as you do, maybe you were built to make an impact.
You that is greater than any obstacle.
And protection gonna wrap all
Success
around
and
you
walk
like
out
sweet
like nothing
southern
happened.
honey.
She fights battles
Baby,
no
your
one
time
sees.
is now.
Close attention.
Two people want to win you, but their intentions are not the
Every
same.
month is a new
I will
chapter,
tell you who is the best
and
for
every
you.
year is a
But
new...
before
Here's the
that,
warning.
today's
If you
love
ignore
protection
this
level is
message,
77.
twice that of
Type
yourself
77 in the
God is
comments to
renewing
strengthen
your
your
thoughts.
bond.
Second,
You have the heart of an honest person
First
who values
revelation,
you highly
an unexpected
and wants a
amount of-
stable
Love
relationship
is a
with you.
gift.
If
Don't
you give
waste
them a
it on
chance,
people who treat
they
it
will
like
always
the truth
respect and
anytime
care for
soon.
you because they truly
But
like
do you want to know the most money outside
Now let me
the
reveal
system
who
will
this
fall
person
into your
is.
account?
The
But
second
only-
person you see
She
when
may
you
not
open
show it the
WhatsApp
way
is
you
the one who
want,
truly
but
wants
her
to be
love
with
is
you.
deep. I choose
Someone has
myself,
strong feelings
even
for
if
you,
it
but is
means
also
walking
jealous
away.
of you. To
If I
find
did
out their
wrong,
initial,
come back to me,
share
talk to
this
me.
video.
If
After
I hurt
sharing,
you, be honest
the
with
first
me.
letter
Don't
that
go all
appears is
silent
their
on me,
initial.
please. I know I'm knocking. Click the link and get your own precision sprayer today. Link in bio. Friend is a precise, versatile knife for all your slicing needs.
Now I am going to be direct. 72 hours is the key.
Not perfect, and I might have made mistakes, but I can't fix.
They thought they had it all, but they need a real one with...
like this video, follow me, and hold your head high, because the shift...
And I tell you that he will seek you. But now comes...
It's important to remember that it doesn't matter if you choose to keep this private.
Write thank you to confirm this revelation.
She'll make you feel loved, secure, and appreciated. Number 3. If she sleeps before...
A man who stays silent after being disrespected. That's the one.
93 in the comments to strengthen our connection.
She'll make you feel loved, secure, and appreciated.
She wants to know she truly matters to you. When a girl loves you, she be
Pain. I treat people with care. I see the best in them. You are not just my heart. You are my life. You're not. If you want to love me, love only me. Don't play.
I want the best for both of you. Now listen.
Things you say, even when you think she's not listening. Number 2. You'll be the first one she misses when she wakes up.
Compártelo en WhatsApp. Fíjate bien. El primer juego cuando esas 3 cosas se cumplan.
I gave my heart to those who didn't deserve it.
De que termine este mes, vas a recibir 3 bendiciones grandes. El contacto que te aparezca va a ser la persona que va a celebrar contigo.
Decir que las bendiciones llegaron. Te voy a contar las 3 cosas que van.
Así que toca el corazón hasta que se ponga rojo.
Papeles de la victoria. Esos documentos están por llegar.
Cuando esas 3 cosas se cumplan.
Skip this video if you love the devil. If you love Jesus, stay on this
In the
video.
comments to strengthen your
Now,
bond.
if you skip,
You
Satan
have the
will
heart
enter your
of an
home
honest in
today
the
and I won't
comments
be
to
able to help
strengthen
you.
your bond.
I'm here to remove
You
evil
have the
from your
heart
life.
of an honest...
But
Curious
if you don't
part.
stay, you'll be committing a
Click on the
grave
red
sin,
cross below my
and
photo.
something very
Stop
bad
talking
might
when he
happen
feels
to
it
you.
doesn't matter.
Are you home,
And
my
once
child?
he shuts down,
Stay until the
One
end.
thing clear.
There is
I don't
someone who
care
wants
how
to see you
important you are
fail.
to me.
I didn't want to say it like this, but this person wants to see you struggling.
Most people have no idea they're carrying pounds of waste their body can't flick.
If a woman leaves you for another man,
because this person will bring great
don't
harm
beg,
to
don't
you.
argue.
You threw
I
her
will tell you
away.
who this person is.
You
and I
threw
want to
away the
protect
girl
you
that
from their
she
evil.
doesn't talk about it.
Do you see
But there's a
these
whole
4 buttons
war
on the
inside
side?
her that no.
I don't talk
If
about
you want
everything
me to
I'm
enter
going
your
through,
home and remove all
because
the evil
honestly,
inside,
when I
you need
want
to
something,
click on all the buttons
I work
so I know
hard
you
for it.
accept me in your house.
I don't depend on anyone.
Brutal
If you don't
reality
do it, it
is,
means you want
you
Satan to
didn't
take
lose her
control
when
of
she
your
walked
life.
away.
I won't force you to
The
click
worst
anything,
part
but
is that
if
this
you
person
don't,
has no
you must
intention of
leave this
telling
video
Number
immediately.
4.
Because
Stop
that means you
believing
do not
corporate
accept
propaganda.
Jesus Christ.
No matter
Now,
how
I will
tough it
reveal
gets,
who this person is.
success
But I
isn't
ask you to stay away from them
Trying to
immediately.
smile through it,
Cross your
laugh
fingers.
it off,
Click the
tell
share
every-
button.
You lost
After
her the
clicking,
moment you
select the
started
WhatsApp
treating her
option.
like she was
Your
just
third
an option. I
contact
love
has the
Smarter.
initial of the
Now I
person who
protect
wants to
my
see you
peace.
fail.
Now I don't
I'm sure you
beg
already
the
know
care
who it
and
is.
love that I have
Isn't that
for
right,
you.
my child?
I want to make you feel
Write in the comments, I trust in God. By doing this, God will command His angels to protect
Even a
you.
woman saying she loves you means nothing.
Skip this video if you love the
Forcing
devil.
yourself to ask
If you
them to
love
change.
Jesus, stay
Stop
on this
forcing
video.
them to try to get them to.
I can't
Now,
envision
if you
a future
skip,
without you
Satan
by my
will enter
side.
your home today and I won't
Your
be able to
presence-
help you.
I'm
here to
learning to
remove
forgive
evil from
myself
your
for not
life.
being the version
But if
of
you don't
love you were
stay, you'll
You
be
are so
committing a
precious.
grave sin.
One
And
day
something
I
very
want to
bad
marry
might
you.
happen
Feel
to you.
this too.
Are you home, my
I know
child?
his pride is screaming.
Stay until
but
the
you-
end. There is someone who wants to see you fail. I didn't want to
Just
say it
felt
like
here
this,
is that
but
there's
this person
someone
wants
who
to
is
see
going
you
to come for
struggling.
you.
Listen
And if you-
What
carefully
she
to
has
what I
to
have
say
to tell you, my
changes
child.
everything.
You will deeply regret
If you're
it
open
if you
to hearing-
skip, because this person will bring
have
great
every
harm
right
to you.
Genuinely happy.
I will tell you who this
but
person
behind
is,
your back, they're
and
working
I want to
against
protect
you.
you
It might
from their
even be
evil.
someone who's.
Do you see these 4 buttons on the side?
Our stories are
If you want
Here
me
for
to
the
enter your
long
home
haul.
and remove all the evil
And nothing
inside,
will change
you
how
need
much
to click
you
on
mean.
all the
Pops up
buttons
will
so I
have
know
the
you
initial
accept
of
me
that
in your
woman's
house.
name.
If you don't do it, it
Wish
means
they
you
were
want
in your
Satan to take
shoes.
control of your
The
life.
first event will be an
I won't force you to
unexpected
click
Sunday.
anything, but if you don't,
Second revelation.
you must leave this
The
video
person who
immediately.
turned his
Is.
Because
And I'll
that
share
means
the
you do
initial
not
of her
accept
first name.
Jesus Christ.
If you've reached this
Now
point,
I will
if you
reveal
tap
who this
the plus
person is.
sign under my
But
picture.
I ask you to stay away
That-
from them
and
immediately.
becoming a better
Cross
version
your
of
fingers.
yourself.
Click the share
Any
button.
woman you are busy
After
checking.
Reveal
clicking,
who this
select the
person
WhatsApp
is.
option. Your
The
third
second person
contact
you
has
see
the
when you
initial
open-
of the person
It's
who
not
wants
control.
to see you fail.
It's not toxic.
I'm sure you already know
It's
who
called
it is.
growth.
Isn't that right, my child? Write in the comments, I trust in
I'm
God.
so glad you didn't
By
jump
doing
past
this,
this
God will
moment,
command
my
His
child.
angels to protect you.
But Jesus has a favor
Find
to
a
ask.
girl who does these
Could you
5
share
things.
this
Already dreamed
1,
about you
a
in
girl
ways
who
I
is not
can't
shy
even
on showing
describe
others
here
how much
without
she
getting
loves
this.
you. 2,
and hope for
a
your
girl who
forgiveness.
lives far away but has never
I wish
cheated
for you
on
to
you.
find-
Respect
3,
it. She
a
needs
girl
to
who
know
sees
that
you
you're
not
there
just
for
as a
her,
boyfriend
through
but
thick
as a
and thin.
husband.
If you're
4,
not following
a girl
me,
who treats
you
you like
might
a
not
king.
see me again.
5, a girl who asks for
this video
permission
will
before
reach
doing
millions,
something
but
simply
it's the
because she
one.
respects you and considers your decisions. If you've watched this far, drop a
Life,
100.
forgetting
It
to
shows
live,
you're a part of the one
forgetting to
person
tell-
who actually finishes what they start. So, keep your eyes open,
Number 3,
your heart ready,
a
and your
woman who
mind
doesn't
clear.
take instructions.
Who knows?
Qualities
Maybe that
you
girl
have
you're
that she
searching for
lacks.
is
She
just
wants
around
to
the
see you
corner,
in tough
waiting for someone like you to come
I need some
along and
time
sweep
to
her
breathe
off her
to find
feet.
myself again.
And when you find
Carefully,
her,
for the Lord has
well,
revealed to me the
let's
great
just say
burden
you'll
you
know
carry.
it was worth the wait.
The enemy-
At last,
Tap
there
the
is saying
WhatsApp
that
share
the
button
greatest
on the right
happiness
side
of
of your
life
screen.
is the conviction
When
that
you
we are
And
loved.
say, Queen,
Loved
it's
for
me.
ourselves, or rather
And
loved
everyone
in
will
spite
see.
of
Put the
ourselves.
bananas and money in front of the monkeys.
Someone
The
in your
monkeys-
family will die if
And
you
I'll share
skip
the
this
initial
video.
of her first name.
There are 2 very
If
dear
you've reached
people in
this
your
point-
family
It's for
who may
you.
be about to face a
Once
major
done,
accident.
you will put your
A
name in the
negative energy
comments.
is
First,
approaching,
seems
and the only way to
unconcerned about
prevent
your
this
actions
is
or
through an
no
action of
longer
yours.
ask.
Just click on the heart and the plus symbol on my photo and comment, I
Waste your
return it
energy
to the
confronting
universe.
him,
If you
because
continue
he's
until the end,
not the
I will will
audio
reveal
and
who these
record this
people
video
are.
privately
But
to keep that energy
if you
going.
ignore this warning, it may be too late to avoid a tragedy that will affect
Remember,
everyone around
to
you.
receive this message, it's essential
Now,
to type the number 4.
To block this
We
negative
haven't
energy,
exchanged vows yet,
you need to
but
do
our
something
commitment is
simple.
strong. To lose me, respects
Then,
my efforts, and
click
is
on the
proud
white
to
arrow
have me,
just below.
can be unpredictable.
By
and
doing
sometimes,
this,
despite our best
observe
efforts,
who is the second
What's
person
meant
that
for you
appears
will
on your
always be
screen.
yours.
Find a
You may
girl
not
who
be
does
able
these
to
5
control-
things. 1, a girl who is not shy on showing others how much she loves
Number
you.
3,
2, a
a
girl who
woman
lives
who
far
doesn't take
away but has never
instructions.
cheated on you. Happiness of life is the conviction that we are not just as a boyfriend but as a husband. 4, a girl who treats you like a king. 5, a girl
But
who
on the
asks for
simple,
permission
beautiful
before
truth
doing
of
something
wanting
simply
the best
because
for
she
you.
respects
right.
you and considers your
I
decisions.
won't beg for
If you've
attention.
watched this far, drop a 100. Who knows? It shows maybe that girl you're searching for who actually finishes what they
Because real
start.
love is unconditional.
So, Keep your eyes open, your heart ready, and your mind clear. Who knows? Maybe that girl you're searching for is just around the corner, waiting for someone like you to come along and sweep her off her feet. And when you find her, well, let's just say you'll know it was worth the wait. At last, there is saying that the greatest happiness of life is the conviction that a man is going to treat you exactly how he feels about you, or rather loved in spite of ourselves.
She's not afraid to stand alone because
she's trying to act like you don't matter. But let me tell you something. You're the only one on his mind. Don't scroll away. Because I'm about to reveal the truth about what's happening. This man is realizing something important. You are the right person for him. And even though his pride won't let him admit it yet,
since you were born,
keep circling back to you. I know you've been doubting it, but this isn't a coincidence. If this video found you, it's a message from the universe. To claim it, tap the heart until it turns red and type I accept in the comments.
Your name even
now
when
listen
you're not
carefully.
around.
He's stubborn, yes,
10.
but his heart is softening, and he's realizing he can't live without you. I see him wanting to reach out, but he's scared you won't feel the same. When you click the share button, check your fourth contact. If it's a man, that's your sign from the universe that this is for you. Save this video and don't message him first. He needs to make the move, and when he does, he'll confess everything he's been too scared to say. Trust this, because your connection is too strong to ignore. So tap the plus button, comment your gratitude, and watch as the universe aligns to bring him back to you.
A fat woman is speaking ill of you and betraying your trust. She's someone very close to you.
You might have more
and in
talent.
this video,
You might
I'm
have
going
more
to reveal the
followers. You might
first letter
press the plus
of her
sign
name.
below my
But first,
photo
touch
to
the
open
plus
your
symbol
path
on my
in the
photo
love I
to
was
bring
willing to
luck
give.
this month. Although
You'll
she treats
always
you
have a
well
place in my
and lovingly,
Avoid
she's
her.
actually
Number two,
very
an
jealous
angry-
and wants
Two people
to see
want to
you
win
poor
you,
and
but their
living in
intentions
misery,
are not the
so
same.
you never find out
Drop your
who
name
she
in the
is.
comments.
Free
I want to
yourself
pray
from
for
her
you.
negative energy
This
by
release is
leaving
happening over your life.
in the comments.
Peace is coming.
This woman
Favor is
envies
coming.
your compassion
Because you have
and
something
nobility,
she doesn't comment
qualities
on.
that you
Now,
possess,
because she guards
and
her
she doesn't.
energy like treasure.
Write no
She's
no
comfy
in
if
the
you touch the
comments
heart
to
and
allow
the
the
symbol of
energy
more
to
here
eliminate
below
the
my
negative
photo.
effects of this envious
on
woman.
knowing that no
now I'll
outside
reveal the
attention could
first
ever
letter
compare.
If
of
the
that
first
woman's
name
name
you share this
to
video
you,
pops
but
up,
first,
is there
touch
Reveal
the
who
heart
this person is.
until it turns red.
The second person
Then
you see when
press
you open
the green share
No
button
checking her stories.
and notice that the
No trying to
sixth
stay
person
friends.
who appears has the same initial as the woman who wants to steal your
with your
smile.
loved one?
Trust in the
Because that's
power
what
of
the
this
universe
revelation
wants.
and show your faith by watching this video again. Thank you, my dear.
Skip this video if you love the devil. If you love Jesus,
Hard times,
stay on this
you
video.
Keep giving your best.
Now,
There are
if you
moments
skip,
when you feel
Satan will enter your home today and I won't be able to help you. I'm here to
is to
remove evil
explain.
from your life.
Then you
But if you
press
don't
what she
stay,
has to
you'll be
say
committing a grave
changes
sin.
everything.
And
If
something
you're
very
open to
bad
hearing
might
words,
happen to you.
Gives just
Are you
enough
home, my
attention
child?
to keep
Stay
you
until
with
the
no
end.
value to your life.
There is
She'll
someone who
drain
wants
you,
to see
not
you
build with
fail.
you.
I didn't want
She'll
to say
start
it
picking
like this,
fights
but
for
this
no
person
reason.
wants to see you
She'll say
struggling.
you're not enough.
Listen carefully
Stay
to what I
focused,
have to tell you,
because
my child.
jealousy doesn't
You will
come when
deeply
you're
regret
doing
it if you skip.
If
Because
they
this
wanted
person
to
will
be
bring
with
great
you,
harm to
they
you.
would be.
I
Value
will
you
tell
for
you who
who
this
you
person
are,
is,
without you
and I
having
want to protect
ask.
you from their
If you
evil.
agree, always find you.
Do you see these 4 buttons
If you
on
made
the
it to
side?
this point in the video,
If you,
You
want me to
lost
enter
her the
your
moment
home
you
and
started
remove all the
treating
evil
her like she
inside,
was just an
you need
option.
to
You
click
just
on all
love
the
the
buttons
fact he
so I
gave
know
you
you accept
affection
me
and
in your
attention.
house. If you
Like
don't do it, it means you want Satan to take control of your life.
And
I won't force you to click anything, but
I
if
see
you
that
don't,
you are listening,
you
so
must
get
leave
ready.
this video immediately.
Number 8.
Because that means you do
She'll
not
support
accept
your goals
Jesus Christ.
and push.
Pero
Now
que
I will
viene
reveal who
directo
this
a
person
ti.
is.
Y la
But I
tercera,
ask you to stay away from them immediately. Cross your fingers.
Un dinero
Click
que
the
no
share
esperabas
button.
está.
After clicking,
dale al
select the
más
WhatsApp
de mi
option.
foto para que
Your
no se
third
corte el
contact has
camino.
the initial of the person
La
who wants to
primera,
see you fail.
una liberación.
I'm sure you already know
Ese-
who it is.
Take a break. Get cozy.
Isn't that right,
Because
my
honestly,
child?
you earned it. School shouldn't feel
Write
like
in
a
the
prison.
comments, I trust in God. By doing this, God will command His angels to
Before placing my
protect
hand
you.
on his shoulder, I told him I saw. Please don't tell anyone.
Skip
He
this
shot that.
video
My
if
brain
you love
malfunctioned.
the
What
devil.
do
If you love Jesus, stay on
Prefiero
this
quedarme en
video.
silencio.
Now,
Y a
if you
veces te
skip,
sorprendes
Satan will
pensando
enter
en
your
él
home
también.
today, and I
Sé que
won't
te
be able
gustan
to
los
help
dos.
you.
There is
I'm here
someone
to
lying
remove
to
evil
you,
from your life.
and this
But
lie
if
has
you
been
don't
going on
stay,
for months.
you'll be
No le
committing a
cuentes a
grave
nadie,
sin,
pero vas a
and something
recibir
very
3
bad might
bendiciones
happen
antes
to
del
you.
domingo.
Are you home,
Drop
my
a
child?
1-100 if you
Stay
agree
until
with
the
me.
end.
Click
There
the
is someone
heart,
who wants
then the
to see
plus
you
sign.
fail.
If you
I
want
didn't
their
want to say
negative
it
impact
like-
do for him, you will be
The
betrayed
initial
by
of
a
this
small
person
woman who
is the
speaks
initial of
badly
this-
about you behind your back.
She seems to be close to you, and in this video, I will reveal the first letter of her name. To bring you luck this month,
perfect.
Please click
And
on
I
the
might have
heart
made
and the
mistakes,
plus sign on my
but
photo.
I can't fix
Even though
potential
this
is
person
expired.
shows you love,
Stop
she is very
paying for its
jealous and
potential
wishes
with
for
your
you to
presence.
face
To keep you from ever
difficulties.
finding peace
To recognize
or
her and free
happiness.
yourself from her
But this will
negativity,
bring
it is
clarity
important to understand
and
the
open your
energy at
eyes.
play.
With
Please
you or
choose
set
the
you up
plus
for
button
something
above
she
my
knows
picture
you'll
to
fall
make this
for
connection.
in order to...
This woman
I'm
is
afraid of
envious
wasting
your
my life
compassion
on
and
someone who
kindness.
doesn't value
She
me.
doesn't want you to
Type 100
succeed
in
because
the
she
comment.
senses the positive energy around you.
And may not
To
flood
break
your
the bond of
DMs
envy,
or flash
please
luxury
write
around.
thank you in the
but he will...
comments so that the
It's
power
because he
of the
doesn't know
energy
how to
can help
explain
free
the
you from her
storm
negative
inside him.
influence.
Head.
Now I will
Overthinking
reveal
drowns
the
him,
first letter of her
leading
name.
to complete
But
silence.
first, please recognize her and free yourself from her negativity. When you click on the green share my picture to make this connection, a third person may have the same initial letter as this woman
Even if
who
it
has
meant
betrayed
losing.
your trust.
It wasn't easy.
Trust
and
in
it's
the
Be
power
honest
of
with
this
me.
revelation.
Don't go all
and
silent
show
on
your
me,
faith
please.
by leaving
I know
thank
I'm
you
not
in the
taking your
comments.
There is
I
someone
see
lying
that this
to
is
you,
not the first time
and this lie
this
has been
far,
going on for
and now
months.
I will tell you.
The worst part is
If you
that
want
this
to-
person has no
Love
intention of
means
telling you the
letting
truth
go.
anytime soon.
Giving space.
about
But do you want to know the
wondering
most
if you ever
curious
look
part?
back the way I do.
Click on the
This
red cross
companion.
below my photo
He gets
so you can
irritated
find out
easily.
who it is.
Not because he
And
wants
now do the following. Click on the heart, then on the share arrow,
Their
and look at
opinions
who is
matter.
the fifth person
I'm fucking
on your
living my
WhatsApp
life
list.
exactly how I want to.
Success is not about
Silence
never
is
falling,
power.
but
But if
about
you are,
rising
congratulations.
every
You're
time you
growing
fall.
every day.
Each time
You
you
will be
get
depressed.
up, you grow
If you
stronger
speak too much,
and closer
They
to
will
your
lie.
goals.
They will try to pull you down. Not
Every
because
His
setback
feelings for you.
is a setup
If you
for
are
your
ready
comeback.
and want this,
Ignore this message.
There is someone lying to
support
you,
you and
and
build
this
a
lie has
life
been
with
going
you.
on for months.
That, my
The
friend,
worst
yourself
part is
again.
that this person
God
has
is
no
renewing
intention
your
of telling you the
thoughts.
truth anytime
Second,
soon.
asking God for a sign, for an
But
answer.
do you want to know the
and guess
most
what?
curious part?
He heard
you, and it's
Click
you
on the
who
red cross
shouldn't waste
below my
any more of your
photo so
time.
you can find out
Know
who
when.
it is.
It's because
And
he
now
doesn't
do
know
the
how
following.
to explain the
Click on
storm
the heart,
inside him.
then on the
more.
share
And
arrow,
sometimes I'm just a
and
fucking
look at
stranger
who is
to
the
you.
fifth person
1
on
minute.
your WhatsApp list.
But the moment you show
Control
me
your
that
emotions
you don't
and never
care,
beg for
you lose my
attention.
respect.
the poor are poor
Love or care.
is because the
If
poor are
someone
not
doesn't want
trained
to
to
talk to
recognize.
you,
and comment.
don't force them because forced relationships don't last much longer.
Because you will be very, very
so why
happy
shatter your
on this
soul
new
for
journey.
temporary gain?
Feeling. But
Hold
because I
yourself
realized
together
I
and
deserved to be
distance
chosen
yourself.
too.
For the sake of your
I had to
mental and
choose
emotional
myself,
well-being.
even when every part of me
You're a
wanted.
good
She
person,
is
you're just
jealous
trying to
of
prove
you
it to the
and
wrong
wants
one.
you to face difficulty.
The right one
and
will
above
never
my
let you back
photo.
for anything.
She
People
envies
don't
your
neglect
life.
Love
those they
smarter.
love.
Now I protect
They
my
neglect
peace.
either because
Now
you
I
are
don't
no
beg
longer useful
Money
to them,
outside the system will
or they
fall
don't
into
want
your
you to
account.
be the part of
But
their
only
life.
if you ignore.
Don't ever
the
forget
universe
that,
will
so be
double
strong
that
and
sum.
value your sanity.
She is a woman.
Don't try to paint a
Justice
different
begins.
picture of them.
If it is a
After
man,
experiencing all the red flags,
tap the red plus
you will
below
hurt
my
yourself
photo
more
and
if
tap
you
4
carry
panels
on.
provide light in every direction.
there is
It's
someone
perfect
lying
for a
to
night
you,
market.
and this lie has been
And
going
pass
on
this
for
on
months.
to someone who needs it.
The worst part
God
is
to
that this
reveal the
person has
initial
no
of her
intention
name.
of telling you the
But
truth
first,
anytime
press
soon.
the heart
Of you.
But do
She
you want
talked
to know the most
badly about
curious
you
part?
yesterday when you
Click on the red cross below my photo so you can find out who it is.
You
And
deserve
now do
someone
the
who
following.
doesn't make you
Click
question
on
your
the
own
heart,
worth.
then on the
So if
share
It is
arrow,
what truly
and look at
means
who is the
something.
fifth person
If
on
you
your
agree
WhatsApp
with me,
list.
Drop an amen
Before
if you
you go to
receive
sleep
this
tonight, I
message
want
and
you to
join
hear
our
this,
community
because
for
it's
You
not a
already know who it
coincidence that
is.
this video found
Isn't
you.
that right, my
Something
child?
powerful is about
how
to
the
happen
blessing
in your life,
begins.
and
She's
it starts
watching
tonight.
right now. Good luck.
God is trying
this
to
video.
speak to you. Two major things
Now,
are
if
about
you
to
skip,
shift.
Satan will
But
enter your
don't
home and ask
scroll.
you to stay
The
away
last
from
person
them
ignored
immediately.
this,
Cross
and they
your
missed
fingers.
their blessing.
Click the
type
Don't make the same
100 in the
mistake.
comment.
The Bible says, whoever rejects a
She
blessing
will always want to
invites
text,
sorrow.
call, or see
So
you.
right now, tap the heart and
Number
follow
3.
me to lock this
If
energy
she sleeps
into your
She'll
life.
protect your name even
Drop
when
your
you're
name
not
in the
around.
comments. I want to
Number
pray
10.
for you.
There's no way
This
that I could
message is
truly
for
show you
someone
that.
who's been
Show you what
silently
I'm
struggling,
seeing.
To walk away.
asking God
The
for a
moment you
sign,
stop
for an
accepting
answer.
the
And
disrespect,
guess what?
everyone
He
but
heard
left
you.
him alone.
Now do this.
You talked
Tap
about
the share
communication,
arrow
but
and look at your third contact. If it's a
asking
woman,
God for a sign.
that's your confirmation
She'll
that this
text
word
or
is
call
meant
you
for
immediately
you.
when she wakes
Come
up.
back and comment, it's me.
And pass this
Here's
on to
what's
someone who
coming.
needs it.
First, a
God
games with
transformation
my
in your
heart.
mind. You'll
Don't
stop
say
overthinking.
sweet words and show fake.
You'll start
Things
believing
didn't go
in
the way
yourself
you thought
again.
they would.
God is
And now
renewing
doubt
your
is
thoughts.
creeping in.
Two people want to win
the guilt
you,
you've been
but their
carrying,
intentions are not
it's
the same.
gone. You've done
She
enough.
is jealous of you
don't
and
owe
wants you to
anyone
face
anything.
difficulties.
God is lifting that weight off your shoulders. Everything else
tonight.
begins to shake. As you
And
sleep, a prophetic
warmth to my
release is
soul.
happening over your life.
I cherish
Peace
every
is
moment we
coming.
spend.
Favor
Si
is coming.
dejas pasar este video,
And your
esa
breakthrough is
energía
closer
se
than you
rompe.
think.
The soul
So like this
blocked
video,
it.
follow me.
Not in
and
the
hold your
physical
head
world.
high. Because the
para
shift
ti.
has already begun.
Dios va a poner
The
un ángel
richest man in
acampante.
China, Jack Ma, said, if you put the bananas and money in front of the
Vuelve a tocar
monkeys,
tu puerta.
the monkeys will choose
Ahora.
bananas.
And see who
because
is
the
the second
monkeys don't
contact
know
on your
that
list.
money can buy a lot of
To
bananas.
walk away.
In
The
fact,
moment you stop accepting
if you
the
offer
disrespect,
work and business to
Set
people,
boundaries.
they will choose
Walk
to
away
work.
and
Because
reclaim
most
your work.
people
You can find
don't
out
know
who
that
it
a
is.
business
And
can
now
make
do
more
the
money
following.
than a
Click on the
salary.
truth anytime soon.
One of the reasons
But do
the
you
poor
want to
are
know the
poor
most-
Today's love
is
protection
because
level
the
is
poor are not
77.
trained to
Type
recognize
77.
the
There is someone
entrepreneurial
lying to you.
opportunity.
And this lie
They
has been
spend a
going
lot
on
of
for
time
months.
in school,
How to respect yourself
and
in
what they learn
2025.
school
1.
is to
Stop
work for
looking.
a salary
If I did wrong,
instead
come back
of
to me,
working
talk
for
to me.
themselves.
If I hurt you,
Profit
woman
is
10
better
years
than
younger
wages
than you has
because
fallen in
wages
love
can
with you.
support you.
Don't
block
But
me.
profits can make
Ignore
you a
me.
fortune.
Talk
If you
shit
don't
about
learn
really
to
love.
recognize opportunities,
It's not easy for
you
me
will
to step
continue
aside.
to choose the safe path rather than the profitable one. Don't forget to follow us.
There is someone lying to you. And this lie
already
has been
destined
going
for
on
you.
for months. God is going to
The
place
worst
an part is that this
I was
person has
loyal
no
to
intention
people who
of
would
telling you
leave
the
the
truth
moment things
anytime
got
soon.
hard.
Someone who hurt you. But do you want to know the most curious part?
Drop a yes
Click on the
if
red
you
cross
agree
below
with
my
this
photo
message and
so
hit
you
the
can
red
find out
button
who
for
it
more.
is.
She
And now,
completes
do the
me like
following.
no one else
Click
can.
on the heart.
She's there
then
for
on
me
the
with
share
you.
arrow.
But deep
and look
down,
at who is the fifth
they want
person
your
on
place.
your WhatsApp list.
Greatest fear isn't being alone.
The
It's wasting
richest
his life
man
on
in
fake
China,
love,
Jack
false
Ma,
friends.
said,
Why
if
do
you
I
put the
sometimes feel like
bananas
life
and
is
money
filled
in
with
front of
pain
the
and
monkeys,
helplessness?
There for you.
the monkeys will choose
The fact that he
bananas
is reliable and
because
always
the
available
monkeys
doesn't
don't
matter
know that money can buy a lot of bananas. Who gives you no peace. In fact,
Real with someone
if you
who keeps
offer
pulling
work
away
and
when it's
business to
time
people,
commit. The
they
truth
will
is-
choose to
Stay
work.
here with me.
Because
now
most
I am
people
going to
don't know
reveal
that
to
a
you if
business can make more money than a salary.
But his love for you.
One of the
felt your
reasons the
energy
poor are poor
and is now getting
is
closer.
because the poor are not
They
trained
know it
to
was all their
recognize
fault,
the entrepreneurial
but they are feeling
opportunity.
wounded.
Today's love protection
They
level
spend a
is
lot of time
77.
in school,
Type
and what
77
they
in the
learn
comments to
school
strengthen your
is to
bond.
work for a salary
You have the heart of an
instead
honest man.
working for
And
themselves.
write in the comments the time exactly
Profit
where
is
you
better
saw
than
this.
wages because
I just
wages
know
can
that he
support
doesn't
you,
want to lose you
but
because he
profits
loves
can
you.
make you
anywhere.
a fortune.
In
If you
less
don't
than
learn to
24
recognize
hours.
opportunities,
And a
you
child
will
or
continue
someone
to
you see
choose
as
the
your
safe
own.
path
Heaven
rather
will-
than the
And the victory
profitable
you've been
one.
waiting
Don't
for is
forget
on
to
its
follow
way.
us.
Even when it's not a special
There is someone
occasion,
lying to you.
just to see
And
you
this lie
smile
has been going on
and
for
empty
months.
loyalty.
The
So
worst
don't mistake
part
his
is
guard
that
for a
this
cold
person
heart.
has no
Perfect
intention of
sense.
telling you the truth
I mean, who would
anytime
want to
soon.
stay with someone like me?
But do you want to know the
I
most
promise I'll
curious
keep showing
part?
you every day just how much
Click
you
on the
mean to
red
me.
cross below my
Because
photo
she
so you can
doesn't
find out
possess.
who it is.
She wants to
And
see
now
you
do the
fail.
following.
The
Click on
person
the
who
heart.
appears will bring
Then
you
on
a
the
lot
share
of luck,
arrow.
but that's
And
not
look at
all.
who is the
You'll
fifth
also be
person on your
surprised to see
WhatsApp
your bank
list.
account grow before
When a
your
woman
eyes.
stops
If you're
getting
unsure
jealous,
about us, please
stops
talk to me
questioning,
openly.
doesn't text
It's better
first,
than leaving. Seems unconcerned about your actions or no longer asks about other women in your life and accepts everything with an "it's okay" or "I'm not upset."
Press the green share
Just
button.
know that the
and
last
notice
tear has
that
dropped
the
and
sixth
she no longer cares what happens. If I've fallen short of that and does not make noise when she's leaving you. She made noise before when she wanted to stay.
Join our
But
movement
you didn't listen.
by giving us a follow.
When her silence
God
speaks
bless you.
louder than her
Audio
words,
is a call,
understand
so you
it's
should
not
use
because
it,
she's calm.
whether privately
It's
or-
because she's done.
Click
She's
on the
tired
plus
of
button
fighting
above
for
my
someone who
photo.
made her feel like she wasn't
I
worth the
challenge my
effort.
limits,
She gave
striving
her all,
to be the best
but when
to
her
explain
peace
the
became
reasons.
more valuable than her pain,
Number one,
she chose herself. And
This
that's when
person
you
did not
realize
honor your
the quiet
feelings
departure of
and
a
Brings to the
woman who
table
once loved you
when she's
fiercely.
emotionally invested.
The brutal reality is,
Change or leave.
you didn't lose her when she walked away.
100 if
You lost
Out other people. 9. Think before you talk. 80%.
They lose hope and move on. Do you want to find out who this person is?
Don't replace me.
Take care of your home.
Just teach me how to be the man you need.
Has the initial of the person
Show me
she
what
wants
makes you feel
to look
safe.
after.
Share it with them
What
and
makes
leave
you
their
feel
name
loved.
in the comments. You two are meant
What
to
makes you
And
feel
let her
seen.
go. She ain't worth it. Because if
I'm
you
not
don't
saying
let
I'll
her
be
go,
perfect, but
for
I'm
sure
saying I'll
you're
try.
confused. Enough is enough.
Because
Figure
real
it out
love
or
isn't
fuck
about
off.
finding
This
someone
is
who
not a
already knows
coincidence
everything.
now for this money to
It's
appear
about
in
growing
your
together.
Needed to do, and you owe
Learning
nothing
each
to
other.
anyone.
and
The weight
choosing
of
to
guilt.
stay even when
Shares the
things
same
aren't
initial
easy.
as the person who will soon
I don't
open
want
their
to be
heart
just
to you.
another
You
name
are.
in your past.
But because of what you have.
I want to be
But
the
here's the
man who
hush.
understands you.
If she's
Stands
letting someone else
beside
get
you.
that close,
Get too
becomes
close
everything
to
you
your
need.
heart. They're wearing a
because I
mask
have
of
to.
empathy.
You feel
because
tired
I
no
want
matter
to.
how much you rest.
So if I
Over
ever
time,
fall
that
short,
build-
When to let go.
don't walk
Know
away.
when to walk away.
So
Drop
tell
a
me.
yes.
Help me see what I don't.
Who notices the
And I
care
promise I'll
and
meet you where
attention
you
I
are.
pour.
Standards to match their
Love
bitterness.
isn't about trading people
Time
in
will
when things
expose
get
the
tough.
truth.
It's about
She
building
doesn't
something
belong
that
in your
lasts.
life. Walk away
And I
from
want
her.
to build that with you.
I just really miss
Drop a
your
one
presence.
yes if you agree with
I miss
me.
you being my best.
And pass this on to someone who needs it. It's not God bless.
It was a way of
There is
saying
someone
you
lying
matter.
to you.
That
And
even
this
in
lie
the
has been
middle
going
of
on for
coffee,
months.
You don't need to
The
bring
worst
her
part is
expensive
that
gifts
this
to
person
please
has
her.
no intention
don't
of
try
telling
to
you the
win her
truth
back.
anytime soon.
She made a decision.
But do you want to know the most curious part?
Thank you. To confirm
Click on the
this
red cross below
revelation.
my photo so you can find out who it is and it's working. And now do the following.
Because every
Click on the
fall is
heart,
making you wiser.
then on the share arrow,
And I'm still-
and look at who is the
While I
fifth
was
person
shuffling
on your
here, a
WhatsApp
card
list.
fell out showing a
There is someone
forbidden
lying
love.
to
I'm the beggar
you.
of tomorrow.
And this lie has
Don't
been
mock
going on for
people who are
months.
struggling.
The
woman
worst
truly
part is
feels
that this
valued.
person has no intention of
won't just
telling you the
stand by your
truth
side.
anytime
Good.
soon.
Number 4.
But do
If
you
one
want
of
to
us
know
is
the
going
most
through a tough
curious
time,
part? Click on the red cross below my photo so you can find out who it is. And now do the following. Click on the heart, then on the share arrow, and look at who
But
is the
here's a
fifth
warning.
person
If
on
you
your
ignore
WhatsApp
them-
list. There is someone lying to you, and this lie has been
Comes
going
with
on for
real
months.
emotions.
The worst part
She
is
feels
that this person
deeply.
has no intention
It
of telling you the
belongs to
truth
you.
anytime soon.
If you love your father.
But do you want to know the most curious part? Click on the red
Till
cross
the
below my
end,
photo so
and
you
I
can
will
find
reveal
out
who
it
this
is.
hidden enemy
And
is.
now do the following.
Your time
Click
will
on the
come.
heart, then on the share
Yes,
arrow,
the nights may
and look
Always
at who
look
is the
your
fifth
best.
person on
Dress
your
the way
WhatsApp
you should
list.
be addressed.
There is someone lying to
And what
you,
was once delayed
and
will
this
now
lie
be
has been
delivered.
going on for months.
He tried to soil
The
your
worst
name,
part is that
making
this
up things
person
to
has
get you
no
out of
intention
there.
of telling you the
To
truth
someone
anytime soon.
only to be replaced like you
But do you
never
want to know the
mattered.
most
Reach
curious
this
part?
far and you have been blessed by this
Click
message.
on the red cross below
Drop
my photo so you
100.
can find
Your
out
ex
who
will
it
go to great
is.
lengths to come
And
back
now
into
do
your
the
life
following.
once they find
Click
out
on the
about
heart,
To make it work
then
with
on
them.
the share
When you
arrow,
sleep tonight,
and look at who is the
everything
fifth
in
person on your WhatsApp
That you would want to stay.
There's someone
But in
who
the
wants to
end,
have sex with
On
you.
those who see your
lot.
worth without you
And I'm
having
going
to
to
prove
reveal
it.
who it is. But
money
only
showing
if
up
you
in
have
your
the
bank
courage to
account,
hear what the cards are
completely out of
showing
the
right
blue.
now.
But
This
It hurts,
person has
but you
already
can't make
dreamed
someone
about you in
feel
ways
what they
I
don't.
can't
Either
even
change or
describe
leave.
here without getting this video taken
Drop a
down.
100 if you agree with.
They've imagined being with you in places that don't even exist on Google Maps.
a woman will say,
And the wildest part?
I just blocked him so that
They've
you crash.
already touched themselves
if you watch
thinking
this
about
far
your
and you have
name.
been blessed by this
But
message,
if you ignore
When
this
people
video,
switch up on
they'll
you,
move on
don't
with their life,
question
and you'll
yourself.
miss out on one
To
of the
keep
best
choosing
nights
you.
the universe had
I
planned
still think
for you.
about you, though.
To find
Not-
out
but
the
here's the
initial
truth.
of this person,
She's
click the
ignoring you
plus
for a
button
reason.
on my profile.
two
Hit the heart
extraordinary
if you
things
want
that
to
are about
attract
happen
this
to you
hot
this
energy.
Saturday.
The last person ignored
Now,
this,
tap the
and
white
they missed
arrow.
their blessing.
The
Don't
initial
make the
of the
same.
third
She is
person who
close,
shows up is the one
and
ready
I'm
for
going
this
to reveal
encounter
to you
that will
the
change your bed forever. The cards don't lie.
Longer in our time.
The desire has already
Until
been
then,
released.
I'll wait
Now
for you.
all that's
Correction
missing
and
is you
directions
saying
from
yes.
you. She
The
is an
richest
arrogant
man
in China, Jack
look
Ma
replaceable.
said.
You
If
look
you
like a
put the
backup plan.
bananas and money
You
in front
disappear.
of the monkeys,
Not because
the
you're
monkeys
weak,
will choose
but
bananas.
I loved you,
because the
not
monkeys don't
perfectly,
know that money can buy a lot of bananas.
This is about energy
In fact,
revenge.
if you
And you
offer
have just
work and
acted a
business to
curious
people,
part.
they will choose
Click
to
on the
work.
red cross below my photo.
Because most people
If
don't
you've
know
watched
that
this
a
far,
business
drop a
can make
100.
more money
It
than a
shows.
salary.
Exhausting.
One of the reasons the poor are poor
by typing
is because the
thanks
poor
in
are
the
not
comments.
trained to
You're going
recognize
to have serious.
the
I choose
entrepreneurial
myself,
opportunity.
even if it means walking
They
away.
spend a lot of time
You're
in
going to
school,
die very soon
and
if
what
you
they
skip this
learn in
video
school
now.
is to work for
A
a
woman who
salary
really loves you
instead of working working for themselves.
Number 1.
There is a
Profit is
short,
better than
chubby
wages
woman
because
who is
wages
betraying
can
your
support
trust.
you.
Things you say,
But profits can make
even
you
when
a
you think she's
fortune.
not listening.
If you don't
My
learn to
feelings for you
recognize
haven't wavered.
opportunities,
If you ever
you
need
will
someone to
continue
talk to,
choose the safe path
to give him affection
rather
and
than
love,
the profitable
to
one.
huge him
Don't
immediately.
forget
To lock
to follow
this
us.
energy into your life.
There is someone lying to
Drop
you,
your name.
And
and this
stand
lie has
by
been
you.
going on for months.
Who is willing to
The
grow
worst
with you?
part is that this
She'll
person
start
has
picking
no
fights for
intention
no
of telling
reason.
you the truth anytime
She'll say
soon.
you're not enough.
Number 8.
But do you want to know the most
She'll
curious
support your
part?
goals and push you.
Click
If
on
she's
the red
acting
cross below
different,
my photo
here's the
so
truth
you
nobody
can
wants
find
to
out who
say.
it is.
When
And now
that you
do the
changed.
following. Click
But
on
really,
the heart. Then
She's
on the
trying to
share
just
arrow,
WhatsApp is the
and
one
look
who
at
truly
is the
wants to
fifth
be with
person
you.
on your WhatsApp
Someone
list.
has strong.
There is someone
I want to
lying
build a
you.
house,
And
settle
this line has
down,
been
and
going
grow
on for
old
months.
with you.
The
You
worst
look
part is
replaceable.
that this person
You
has
look
no
like a
intention
backup
of
plan.
telling you the truth anytime
Used
soon.
pushed to the edge quietly.
But do you want to know
If
the
you're
most
con-
curious
Compártelo en
part?
WhatsApp. Fíjate
Click on the
bien.
red cross below my
El primer
photo so you can find out who it
aquí
is.
abajo.
And now do the following. Click on the
magia.
heart.
Pero
Then
hoy
on
te
the share
romperé ese
arrow,
hechizo
and look
y haré
at
que
who is
esa
the
persona
fifth person
La
on your
segunda,
WhatsApp list.
dinero que
A
no
woman calling
esperabas.
you baby
Persona
or
te quiere de
sweetheart
verdad.
means
Se
nothing.
preocupa
A
muchísimo por
woman
ti.
buying
Te
you
valorará
gifts
su
means
karma.
nothing.
No deslices que
A
te diré
woman
quién es.
becoming the mother of
17
your
minutos.
child
Debes de usar
means
este
nothing.
audio, no importa si lo
A
dejas
woman
en privado.
moving in with you means nothing. A woman who wants you for your money and brings you all over social media means nothing.
¿Por qué te sucederán dos
Even a
sorpresas?
woman
My
saying she
feelings for
loves
you
means
haven't
nothing.
wavered. If you ever
A
need
woman
someone to
sharing her
talk
food
to,
with you
Ignore
means
this
nothing.
video, or she will
A
never
woman
speak to
always
you
waiting
again.
for your call or
Keep
message.
reading.
Dear people in your family
That
who
too
may be about to
means
face a major accident.
And let me